Dancing to the moon and back, I do the Dogecoin shuffle. I got more than just a couple that the haters cannot hustle. Experts say that we're in trouble and the market is a bubble, but the Doge will flex its muscle and return us more than double. You ain't got 1,000 Doge and I don't speak to you. Your Dogecoin will not crumble like that Shiba Inu poo. I heard you sold at 20 cents, you pulled out way too soon. They say that it's all buzz, but the Zoldron went to the moon. The haters wanna boycott cause they jealous of my coin spot. Elon Musk about to put that Dogecoin up upon some moon rock. Crypto trading, I enjoy life so much so that I avoid us, cause I know they want a piece of all these recent gains I just got. All the sheep are getting spooked out at the slightest dip in price. I got diamond hands and copper, gonna hold it till I die. I'm no broke boy, I got Dogecoin and I hold it to the sky. I got diamond hands and copper, gonna hold it extra tight. I don't sell just cause SNL were making cringy skits. I bought Doge cause that warrior was making my heart skip. I don't sell just cause SNL, I go and buy the dip. I bought Doge cause then if I don't, that is a massive rip. I got hurt, asking for a young copper Doge. We're all asking how to crypto. I don't even motherfucking know. Dancing to the moon and back, I do the Dogecoin shuffle. I got more than just a couple that the haters cannot hustle. Experts say that we're in trouble and the market is a bubble, but the Doge will flex its muscle and return us more than double. You ain't got 1,000 Doge and I don't speak to you. Dogecoin will not crumble like that Shiba Inu poo. I heard you sold at 20 cents, you pulled out way too soon. They say that it's all buzz, but the Zoldron went to the moon.
All right, g'day everyone. Welcome back to ComicsMATE, your mates in comics from the land down under. I am your host, Dean James, and I'm here with my co-host and good mate, Kemosabe. Say hello.
G'day everyone, I'm the man called Kemosabe, the man with land from the land down under. What I like about that video is it's clear the bloke did the whole thing himself. Like, he didn't have a cameraman, he didn't have an editor, he didn't have a sound mix. He just set his phone up, rested to get some books or some shit, put on a little top hat that was too small for his head, and just did the whole thing, did all his own backing vocals and everything. That is how you meme. That is true art. That is a true musician right there.
Well, I think Mo disagrees with you because he wants to know if the song was put out by someone who was trying to cause Doge to crash. But either way, I'm holding on to my Doge. And
diamond hands, brother.
Yeah, I am that cliche white guy like Ethan from the other week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You're like Doge.
Yeah.
Yep. And you get in trouble with HR because of all your harassments.
Yeah, exactly. But let's say hello to everyone in the chat. We've got a few people here already. But hail, Beros. Oz, good to see you guys. Lee did the thing. Yeah, I think
yes, well, that's the whole point, is to become my thing. I was originally I thought I was going to be introducing these shows, so I had this whole thing set up where I was gonna, and I thought Kells is going to be on here more often, so I was going to introduce Kells as like the most Australian bloke in comics skate, and had all these little gimmicky sayings for him, and I had all these like really unflattering ones for you, like these really random ones, you know, like Dean Freelance Arborist James.
Do you want to try one? Do you want to try one? Yeah, we'll start again. Like we can start again, all right?
Well, Kells isn't here. It sort of needs the three of us to
all right.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a. Oh, here we go. G'day everyone, I'm the man called Kemosabe, the man playing from the land down under. Welcome to ComicsMATE Down Under. I'm joined by my co-host, Dean Unskinny Bot, James, Freelance Arborist, and... Nah, I lost it. Sorry.
See, and this is why I do the intros. G'day everyone. It's been a while. I'm sorry about last week. That was entirely my fault this time because my computer shit itself, so I just needed to get it repaired. And now that it is back together, everything should be fine. But if I disappear throughout the stream, it simply means that I did not fix my computer correctly. And
did you fix it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, of course I did. I'm the only person who's ever touched my computer.
Diamond hands, brother.
Yeah. Hail, NTM. Noah's here. Are you sure you're allowed to watch this show? I don't think there's anything too edgy in today's episode. Anyway,
Not very
D-Wags, good to
educational
see you,
today.
mate. Hail, crackback. Bow.
I feel like we've lost people. Like there's more people. We've got 5 people watching. I'm one of them because I am also in the chat. So
well, I'm not one of them.
So
That makes you
there's
feel any better.
I can see like 8 names and only 4 people watching.
Yeah, we had 8 people. Apparently, people didn't like Doge, but it's fine. Yes, Ryan, if you're still here, you have come to the right place. This is the place with the hookers and the blow and comic books. So convenient. All the things that you need. Unhinged wants to know, what's a dean? A dean is like a principal of a university or college. It is a leader, someone you should listen to every single time he opens his mouth and do exactly as he says.
It's also half a porn star.
Yeah, and half a porn star.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is very educational.
Wait, isn't that James Dean?
Yeah.
I'm Dean James. Coincidence?
Was that not intentional?
I mean,
I just assumed you were like
Dean James is
low-key.
actually my name.
No, I thought you were like
It
low-key
was?
making amateur porn.
Well, yeah, I am. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking
Here's
about.
a different name for that. Mo says, is Dean seriously trying to talk down to Noah like a child when Noah is 3 years older than him?
Well, anyway, let's jump straight into this, yeah, because this one's actually the first thing we're going to open with is one of those things that, you know, not only is it stupid and ridiculous, but it's actually relevant to us as comic book creators, you know. So, like, let's check out this thing here. It's a warning from Mary, M Land Art. Like, thanks, love ya. But any commissioned artists out there, watch out for this dude. Now, how would you react? All right, like, I know you're a writer, but how would you react if someone approached you like this? Okay.
It might be the first time I've ever blocked anybody that wasn't a big corporation. If you look at my block list, it's nothing but big corporations. Everyone from Microsoft to Coke is on the block list. But I don't block anybody. I don't block real people, no matter how obnoxious they are. I might mute them. My mute list is a mile long. But this might be the first time I ever had a reason to block someone.
Well, I blocked every New York Times journalist using that robot.
that's fair. Well, again, they're not human. They're not people. I only mute people. Yeah.
Let me read this out here so the people, anyone who's just listening, can actually hear what they're saying. All right, because this
do it in broken English. Do it in like a really obnoxious bore.
I'm gonna read this the exact way it's written. So if there's any spelling mistakes or errors in any way, like, that's getting spoken. All right. But yeah, this is just someone's DM. Like, I assume it's this Mary chick's DM. But this person has messaged them, all right? And every single time I stop, every single time I pause, it's a new message, all right? It's not just a sentence, it's a new message, all right? Yes. You. Do. Come on. We'll pay you. You do NSFW? We pay you triple. Stop being difficult, please. Don't give me no sorry shit. I've heard it all before. Come on. The more money, the more you get for one drawing. Hello? Yoo-hoo. And this is just the first page. But that, every single time I stopped then, was a new message. No response yet. There's more. Then it goes again. Don't give me no sorry shit. I've heard it all before. All right, that's where we just were. Yoo-hoo. All right, that's where we ended. Hey, you hear me talking to you? Right. Hey, we are not done here. Hey, the fuck are you doing?
I could ask him the same question.
That finally got her to reply. Okay, so you're being very rude now, you're being very rude now, which is not a good way to get me to draw this for you. My policy is that I do not safe for work stuff. Thank you and have a good day. That is much more polite than I would have been straight off the bat, because he's like, look at this shit. He's already being obnoxious as fuck. That's ridiculous. Okay. And then after that, right after the like, no, I'm not going to do that. You've already been really rude. I don't do that stuff. Have a good day. They respond again with a bunch more messages. No, you are going, a new message, to do it, and you are going to take our money. Take the money or be put in the hospital. You take our money and you draw what we tell you. And then commented on a bunch of your shit, or I'll make you. Right now, you need to draw my girlfriend. Hello, why are you not doing what the fuck I tell you? Wow. How would you respond if someone contacted you like this in your DMs?
I'd be organizing an exorcism. I legit think this dude, like, you know, because I've said this a few times, some of these people come across and they're just, they're so mental. You think these guys have got mental health issues. Like, it's so flippant when people say, oh, that guy needs help. This motherfucker needs help. Like, he's not functioning like a regular person. There's some sort of issues going on here. And I might immediately go, well, it's a mental health issue. Is he bipolar? Is he schizophrenic? Has he got some sort of dissociative disorder? With the perfect one-liners, I tell you what. But the way this guy's acting actually makes me think it's like it's full-on demonic. This dude's got some level of possession going on here, and they need to organize some sort of exorcism with somebody with authority, you know? Because this goes beyond.
Sorry, Sorry, I'm just reading the comments.
It goes, yeah, that guy has a girlfriend. Ryan's got a good point. This goes, because he's not even communicating properly. It sounds like he's ejaculating these short phrases in spurts of agony. Like, why you not do what I tell you? Because I'm not possessed by demons, man. Like, I don't know what monkeys you got riding on your backs, but I'm a free agent.
Why would I? Why the fuck would I do? I don't even do what my actual boss tells me to do. Why the fuck am I going to listen to you?
It's going to be so much fun working with you on the center over the next couple of months. Play out of tune. I could just. This is not going to be the end of a friendship at all.
I'm going to show. I'll actually show some. Like, I'll share my plan page, right? So everyone can understand, right? When I do a page, I'll map it all out on just like a small A4 piece of paper, so I know where all the panels are going to go and I know what the page is going to look like, and then I'll show it to Odin as the writer. And I go, look, this is my plan. I know it's all scribbles, but like, look at it. This is what the page is going to look like. It's gotten to the point now where he doesn't even look at it. He just goes, yeah, cool. Because when I come back with an actual page, yeah, you can tell the panels are in the same place, but that's when you finally look at my scribbles and you go, oh, that's what that is. Okay, yeah, all right, I get it. And
yeah, when you come back, it's changed so much.
Oh no, they've barely changed, but it's I can't describe how little detail I go into in these little planned out map pages.
We showed us a couple of those pages in the chat earlier today or yesterday, it might have been. And the first one is just like vague oval shapes that I assume are limbs. Yep. And then the next page is like this fully rendered page of quality artwork. Like, cool, he knows what he's doing. But as a writer, I think, you know, unless you're some sort of Alan Moore-esque control freak that's like this prodigy, you know, I imagine stuff playing out like little scenes and little clips and little panels, little movies in my head. But ultimately, I'm happy to go to the artist, say, look, this is what I want to have happen on the page. They come back with some stuff. I'm like, that's like 80% what I wanted, 20% cooler than what I expected. Let's run with it. You know, if you're not going to do that, I think you're going to like this guy. You're going to be hassling artists to do what you want. You got to give the artist a bit of freedom. You got to give them a little bit of ownership and a little bit of joy in the story.
This is absolutely, it's completely unacceptable as far as I'm concerned, yeah? And you know me, right? I am pretty easygoing. You can talk absolute shit to me. Like, because we're friends, you can say the most horrible, fucked up shit to me and I'm not going to be offended, right? Like, it's very difficult to offend.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
This here would make me snap so quickly. Like, I would reply with a paragraph of my own, just telling this cunt to go fuck himself. Honestly, this is insane and it's completely unreasonable. And the way that he seems, like in the comments at the very end, where he seems almost shocked that, you know, like, wait, why aren't you listening to me? You know, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you going and doing what I tell you? That's
what I'm saying. I think it's demonic. I think it goes beyond a mental health issue. It goes beyond some sort of disassociation with reality. It's the same sort of like, I saw someone talking shit to Young Ripper. And he's like, oh, if I ever see, I don't know if it was real or tongue-in-cheek, if I ever see Young Ripper, I'm going to fucking slap the taste out of his mouth and yellow off his teeth. I'm going to bitch slap him. And Young Ripper's like, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. You're on the other side of the world. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Same sort of thing here. You know, draw what I say or I'm going to put you in hospital. What are you going to do, man? I live in Australia. What are you going to hop a plane and come to Australia, quarantine for 2 weeks and then find me somewhere in Newcastle, population 3 million? Good luck. You know? I don't understand this sort of mentality.
Right. I think it's exactly right. I mean, you might actually, that's actually a good thing. I might actually charge that dude. I'd be like, yeah, sure, man, I'll draw whatever fucked up shit you want. Just make sure you send me the money first.
Yeah, do like a vague, you know, get you half up front, half when I finish. Get you half up front, send him the vague sort of sketch like this, yep, cool, and then just ghost him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean,
that'd be karma.
Normally I wouldn't say, yeah, do something like that to someone, but fuck this guy. You know, like, look at how he's acting and shit. And it's not just, it's gone from the DMs to your comments as well. So other people can see this. You know, like, how would you feel if every single time you posted something new, this dickhead posted up like underneath, you know? Ridiculous.
Imagine every time you posted some art, somebody just posted meh.
Yeah, well, that hurts. I know what that's like, to be honest. But yeah, this is bullshit. Never ever approach any, and this goes for like artists looking for writers and things like that, you know, because like it does go the other way sometimes, not often, but sometimes, right? Like sometimes we need someone to help us with our writing. So like don't approach anyone like this at all. No artist, no creator of any kind. Like, demanding shit, like, great way to get yourself blocked, great way to get rejected, and then you end up, you know, featured on something like this because this person has made a whole tweet screenshotting everything and saying, hey, warning about this person specifically. You know, nobody wants to be that guy.
Billy's got a good point. He goes, this guy must have, he must be used to hot tub streamers and ethos doing what he tells them to because he throws money at them. You know,
yeah, exactly.
What sort of culture is being created by these guys thinking that, you know, you can just throw money at people and have them do whatever you want. And that's like their mentality as well. I shape the world around me by a friend of mine, and he legit used to score all the time. He went back and he counted up the amount of women he'd slept with. He reckoned it was over 160, and this is 10 years ago. Like, it just dude was always pulling. But at the same time, you know, we'd be hanging out or whatever, and there'd be like some chicks getting a little bit frisky, and he'd like, instead of letting it happen naturally, he'd jump on it. He'd be like, oh, I'd totally pay you girls to make out right in front of me. I'd pay you like $100 right now just to make out in front of me. So it turns out that like he's scoring all the time, but he's like paying people and coercing people with money to make it happen. So he never had a relationship that lasted longer than 6 months because he was used to people just doing what he wanted. And as soon as he's in a relationship for a couple of months and the girls start to push back and say, well, no, I don't want to do that, or I'm not interested in that, or I'm my own person, I'm going to go do my own things. He's like, well, you can't pay someone. You can't say, I'll pay you to not go out and hang out with your friends because I get jealous when you go out and guys look at you. So he couldn't maintain a regular relationship. And this is what we've seen with this dude here. He's so used to people doing what he wants for whatever reason that he thinks, I'll pay you triple. It doesn't mean, you know, there's some things are not worth any amount of money. What was it? Wingsuits. Talking about wingsuits the other day to my uncle. And I said, Fizz just got timed down.
Yeah, I know. I did it.
Yeah, legend. I said to my uncle, you couldn't pay $1 million to go 100 meters in a wingsuit. I wouldn't do it. I got too much to live for. Yeah, so this guy obviously isn't functioning in real life. I think he's got demons set up in his head, and I think he needs an exorcism. He needs power of Christ compels him.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. I'm trying to find whatever it is Steve's been talking about this whole time, and I have no idea what he's talking about.
Just write it again.
Yeah.
Now, bros is timing people out. It's a madhouse here. It's out of control.
Why? What's B-Rose doing?
He's timing out Noah.
Oh, okay. B-Rose. Damn, that's my job. Yeah, well, B-Rose, you missed something up there, and if it wasn't for Steve's comment, I wouldn't have noticed, you know? So, like, thanks, Steve. I'm sorry I couldn't find the funny joke that you were talking about, but hopefully we come across that again in the future. But, yeah. Ryan is not timed out yet. I'm pretty sure Ryan has a wrench. Is it even possible to time Ryan out on this channel?
Why would you want to?
Well, he wants to be, apparently.
Oh. I've got to thank him for my fantastic avatar artwork that he did. He updated my artwork. He made it look all new and fresh and HD and real and legit. It's got gradients and textures and stuff on it now. You know?
I'm still waiting for mine.
He's just absolute legend. Come out of nowhere. Didn't even expect it. Didn't pay him any money. Didn't pay him triple. What else have we got, Dean? We're losing viewers. We're hemorrhaging viewers.
I'm trying to figure out a way to like go into this one without just straight up saying this is the worst person in the entire world. Do you want to see what she has to say?
is that woman saying that she's having a kid that's white? Yes.
No, not that one. This is this one. Have you seen this lady?
Isn't it terrible? There's this lady? I had trouble sitting through this. This is hard work, man. When
she is a monster. This is like on it. All right, just so everyone gets some warning. All right, like this is a lady talking about abortions and stuff like that. You know, like so. You know, it is a sensitive topic. You know, like but whether or not you are pro-choice or pro-life, this is one of those things that this bitch is evil and cruel and messed up, and the way she says this shit is so crazy, and just you're gonna hate her. So enjoy. Just you can hear this, right?
Again, the conversation is up in America about women's right to abortion, and it's not only in America; it's in Norway as well. And it's a conversation that infuriates me because I think we shouldn't ever be having that conversation because the real problem when it comes to unwanted pregnancies are men. Because every unwanted pregnancy is caused by a male orgasm. I mean, a woman can have 500 million orgasms and it can never lead to pregnancy, and she can never have an orgasm and still get pregnant. God knows that. But every time a man has an orgasm, he could potentially get someone pregnant. So a way to eliminate abortions altogether is mandatory vasectomies. They're reversible. And I think that until a man wants to have a baby, he can go in front of a panel where he has to prove that he is emotionally, intellectually, financially mature enough to take care of a baby for the rest of his life. Because you know what's not reversible? Forcing a woman to go through with an unwanted pregnancy. The emotional and physical trauma she's going to carry with her for the rest of her life.
What about the emotional trauma of the dead fucking baby? You just killed a baby. The fucking physical trauma of puncturing a baby's skull and sucking the remains out of your vag. You don't get fucking trauma out of it, bitch.
It's way too invasive. You can't do that to all men.
Oh, she's not even done.
It's actually less invasive than an abortion. The recovery is quicker. It's about the same cost. And if you think that that's invasive, you can't tell a woman to go through with an unwanted pregnancy.
Notice how she terms baby murder as unwanted pregnancy. Like this is some very, very choice word choice there, isn't it? It's like you can't tell a woman not to murder a baby. I mean, have an unwanted pregnancy. Come and fucking try and take my. Come and try and give me a fucking vasectomy, ladies.
I just love how she automatically jumps to you guys need to get vasectomies and then go in front of a panel and stuff like this and do all these things to prove that you're worthy. It's like, bitch, you had sex with the dude. You fucking got pregnant too. Like, what are you talking about? You know.
Yeah, and this is the assault to women. It's saying women are so incapable of agency, so incapable of making a good choice. They just walk along, slip on a banana peel. Oh, my legs are open. Oh, 12 guys just ran a train on me. I guess I'm pregnant. I guess they're all accountable. Like, women can make choices. Women can say no. Women often do say no. Everybody's been. I mean, I haven't been turned down, but
nope. Sorry, man.
Dean doesn't get turned down. Dean doesn't get turned down.
Never.
So. Okay, I just want to declare my let me see if I'm saying it right. I'm pretty sure the vas deferens is the pipe which your jizz comes out of from your balls to your cock, and then you do your business. All right, I think that's the tube. Anyway,
this science teacher over here or something.
Yeah, there's there's the pipe. There's the pipe that the stuff comes out of. It all mixes together and out it comes. Okay, so all they do is they clip that thing and they tie it up, or they solder it, or they put a glob of glue in it that stops.
Solder? What the fuck?
Like sear the tips, whatever they're going to do to stop the stuff from getting through, to stop the actual sperm getting through with the semen. I'm going to declare that pipe of mine like the hardcore title back in the WWE days, back when it was the 24/7 championship. 24/7, anytime at all, anybody could come along and pin you for the title. You could be asleep in bed and they'd come along and pin you for the title. If you're asleep, they put the hand on you. 1, 2, 3, bam, they got the title. They're the champions, okay? One-on-one, I declare any fucking woman in the world can feel free to come after my vas deferens 24/7 like the fucking hardcore title. They can come and try and break into my house. They can come in and try and give me give me the snip anytime they want and see what happens to you, because she says this stuff, but who's going to carry out these Nazi-esque 1984-ish type plans? So here's the plans. They're going to be carried out. Okay, so not doing things the way you want them to be done is illegal. Yes. Okay, so you're breaking the law. Yes. So you send the police after you. Yes. So you're going to send male police after men to enforce these draconian, retarded ideas? I don't think so. That's how you get a revolution. That's how you end up with some sort of weird harem hentai manga with Morton Joe having 1,000 women at his command. Like, she's got to push for this shit. It's going to flip it to the exact opposite world of what she wants.
It's insanity, and it's another great example of the bullshit that we're dealing with on a daily basis in today's day and age. These people are insane. They want to divide us at every possible level: race, gender, sexuality, everything. They want to categorize you, put you in little boxes, and separate you in any way they possibly can. This chick, I guarantee she's a feminist.
Look at Mo's comments. Holy shit.
What's Mo's comment?
He said, this is the only white woman your boy Zach ever knocked up, and is also the reason she's the only white woman he ever knocked up. That might be the funniest thing Mo has ever said, and that's a big call because Mo says some funny shit. I'm going to immortalize this clip. I'm going to clip this and the intro of all my videos or something. That was fantastic. Also, imagine all the strong yes queens are going to knock this bitch out for trying to enforce this sort of stuff. The amount of there's a lot of women out there that love their men. There's a lot of women that love men. There's a lot of women that love their men. There's a lot of women that stand up for their men. There's a lot of tough women out there. A lot of tough chicks that put an elbow between this woman's eye if they tried some of that shit on on the father of their children sort of thing. Like she's way out of a league here. This is but there's I think there's only really two options here. One, she's mentally ill and she really believes this, in which case she's mentally ill and maybe not fully responsible for everything she says or does, and there's mental health issues that are going to be dealt with. Or two, she's saying it for Twitter clout. She's saying it for Instagram clout. She's saying it because she wants to piss people off. She wants to get dogpiled. She wants to have a whole bunch of men say, what's Sargon? Sargon of Akkad? Akkad? That dude, Carl Benjamin? That right-wing sort of dude? Dean, do you know Sargon? Oh no, Dean's computer shit itself. You guys are stuck with me for the rest of the stream. Oh man, and the worst thing is I can't even share screens or anything, so I can't show you like the 30 tabs of cringe that I've been farming over the last week. I've been farming cringe like a madman because Dean's computer was down and I wasn't going to run a show on my own because clearly I'm incapable of doing that. My point was, see, I've already lost my point. This is what happens when Dean goes. I'm like some sort of chihuahua left to his own devices. Someone left the door of the fence and the gate open, and I'm Sargon of Akkad. There you go. And he said he wouldn't even rape that chick. Like that's the same. She wants those sort of response. She wants these quote unquote misogynistic responses. Thanks, Steve, for hanging out. She wants those sort of responses so she can look like she's being dogpiled, she's being attacked, and it proves her point. You see this all the time. There's a bloke. I've got his post here somewhere, and again I can't share because Dean's got to okay the sharing, doesn't he, as the person who runs the stream. Damn it, Dean, you've screwed everybody today. You've ruined everything, like always, Dean. And there's a bloke, just for no reason at all, straight out of the blue, nowhere, he's just like, it's time to tap the sign again, and he posts that picture of Kitty Pryde turning around saying ComicsMATE is a hate group. Nobody said anything to him. Nobody did anything. ComicsMATE is pretty much keeping its head down and just getting books made. Aside from a couple of the bigger name guys who say some pretty radical stuff on Twitter for reverse clout. For the same, this chick's saying all this stuff about men need to get vasectomies by gunpoint or else to get dogpiled. Like EVS does sort of the same sort of thing. He says outrageous stuff, hoping the SJWs will come out of the woodwork and attack him or counterattack him, and then he can monetize them. He's been doing it for years. It's brilliant. They still don't see the grift. It blows my mind. CG is a hat group. Thank you, Frog. I appreciate that and your frog styling hats. So this guy out of nowhere, nobody said anything, nobody's done anything. He posted this ComicsMATE as a hate group. And I was really proud of ComicsMATE because unlike the J. Scott Campbell thing where a whole bunch of people were just jumping all over his dick and like half the people were attacking him, half the people were like jumping on his dick. Marvel Kel. Not Marvel, just it's some random dude. I don't know if he's a comic creator or whatever. Unless Fizz is talking about something else, I don't know. See, complete chaos without Dean. I hope he comes back soon. And for once, all of ComicsMATE didn't immediately jump into his Twitter timeline and trying to tell this guy that he's wrong and say, no, we're this. Because you see this all the time. People talk shit about ComicsMATE and a whole bunch of people. I feel it too. I see someone talk shit about ComicsMATE. My first instinct is jump in and say, hey, that's not me. That's not us. That's not my mates. That's not my bros. That's not the guys that I know. You might be picking a few outliers. You might be picking a few really visible people that are big and splashy and do this sort of stuff on purpose for the purposes of monetization, that sort of thing. They make money off you guys, off your tiers, off SJW tiers. But to say all of ComicsMATE is X or all of ComicsMATE is Y is ridiculous. The only thing, all ComicsMATE are carbon-based life forms. All ComicsMATE need oxygen to breathe, to respirate. Yeah, those things work. Anything else, we're too diverse a group for anybody to say any one thing. All ComicsMATE is X and have that be true. To say we're all hate groups, ridiculous. I felt like the guy was doing it because he wanted, trying to bait us into proving their point. Me and Core's exactly right. He was trying to get a bit of clout. He's trying to say this stuff. He just stood in the middle of this middle of this island. Nobody's around. It's just coconut tree and the slow lapping of the waves. And he decides to pull out a bullhorn. I don't know where it come from. It's just a mind image. Go with me, guys. And he hollers, ComicsMATE is a hate group. And immediately, all of ComicsMATE turns up to tell him how wrong he is. It didn't happen this time. Nobody gave a shit. And he had a whole bunch of his mutuals and his best buds in there. Just one after the other. Just, oh yeah, ComicsMATE are terrible. I have so many terrible interactions with them. These guys are awful. The people are calling us literal demons. They said they're not just garbage people, they're literal demons. Shame Dean's not here. Shame's Dean's not here so I can share the page with you where you look at their ridiculous comments. But for once, ComicsGate didn't jump in there and create a big hubbub. Everybody just got on with business. Everybody's just making books. And that's what I want to see more and more of. I mean, because they're not going to change their mind about us. I understand that when J. Scott Campbell, the whole thing, he saw the Wikipedia page, and like a lot of people said, that's the biggest impediment against us. That's the thing that slows us down the most, probably, is people type it in. It's one of the first responses you get. I know Raymond Romero, you put that ad above it in Google. He paid money so that when you Google search ComicsGate, that turned up before the Wikipedia page. So you actually had a chance to see something real about ComicsGate before you see this completely biased article. Oh man, if Dean doesn't come back, I'm just going to have to end the stream, guys, because I can't share any screens with you. And I could talk for another 30 minutes and finish out the show, but that's not going to be a whole lot of fun just listening to me talk for 30 minutes. I wouldn't do it. I don't know why you would. What is Mo saying? I can't even follow the comments. Remember Zach used to talk about how comic creators need to be like hot dog salesmen? I use that all the time. I use that one and how Crest toothpaste sells its toothpaste to death row criminals. Like, that's his two. I think hot dog salesman and grab and all are the two most important phrases to ComicsGate. If you can adhere to those two, pretty much everything else falls by the wayside. Oh, he's back, thank goodness. I mean, I could keep talking, but it wasn't going to be pretty. It wasn't going to be pretty.
Interesting.
Mo was saying they come up with the X-Men issue. That's right. So Mo's talking about how
just give me a second. Just keep talking.
I can do that. Mo's talking about the time when Zach was using the hot dog vendor metaphor for ComicsGate and for everybody. I mean, all comic creators should be hot dog vendors. It shouldn't just be us. We're the best at it, but everybody should be doing it. Grab an all made of hot dogs, Pumps back said. And then he said that X-Men issue come out right away after that with the racist hot dog vendor, tastes like mustard and bigotry. This is why we're talking about don't have, someone say don't have politics in comics. That's impossible. It's ridiculous. You can't say that. You can't do that. But Smiling Bandito requoted that, and he changed it around. He said, don't tell people what to think. I'm not doing ASMR. I don't really know what that is. I don't even... Can you hear that? Is that what you like? I don't know. That's it. That's my crack baggie. Crack bag for life. It's actually only got the one rock left in it, so... I mean, I'm not going to lose it because it's got one rock left, but it's not as good as, like a full baggie of crack. But
this is what you're talking about while I've been gone?
Yeah, no, we're talking about really important stuff that you wouldn't understand. I waited till you left because I knew you wouldn't understand it. It's the R18 time of the show. Being underage, you're not allowed to hear this sort of stuff, so we just thought we'd wait. Mo's exactly right. They act so obtuse about the no politics things. We mean no partisan politics. Smiling Bandito said it best. Don't tell people what to think with your comic. That's what it should be. Don't tell people what to think. If I've got a comic and it's got the company man's got political elements in it because it's set in the Middle East and you got Americans fighting Middle Eastern terrorists. There's going to be political elements there. I'm not saying who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm saying, hey, there's a whole bunch of shades of grey in there. You've got to decide where you come down on these things. And I don't know if you guys know the independent filmmaker Cody Clark. He's on Twitter. He's I haven't seen any of his films, so I don't know if they're any good, but like his mentality about filmmaking and about independent creation is really worth checking out. If it's Cody Clark with an E, Clarke. Check him out on Twitter. He's always got some really interesting ideas and awful poetry I like to do, but his poetry is just eye-searingly bad. But his ideas are fantastic. And I've lost my thought. Oh, it happens. Sometimes I get so far into the rabbit hole I forget what I'm talking about. Why was I talking about Cody Clark for? Shit. No, I've lost it, guys. I can't remember what I was talking about. Hot dogs. Hot dog vendor. Shit, no, I've lost it. My thoughts build up to sort of like imagine like Jenga, like a sandcastle. You build a sandcastle up to a certain point, and then it's too big, it's too unstable, there's too many elements, and the whole thing collapses. That's how my brain works. I'll build up points and ideas and references and stuff, and then I'll get to a point where I can't maintain it and it collapses, and then I don't even remember. I just got to start again. Something about politics in my book. I don't tell you what to think. Shades of grey in there. I do have dementia. Pumps back. Thanks for pointing out. The crack helps. That's why I smoke it. I know vaguely politics and comics, but I can't remember why I was talking about Cody Clark in particular. He must have had some sort of hot take that I thought was worth listening to. Shit. Would have been good too because, I'm saying it. So if I say it, it must be worthwhile. 51 Shades of... No, I wouldn't have been talking about that. My wife's read those books, and she's read some of the other ones from E.L. James. And I seen her in the car the other day. I said, Dar, like, I'm all for people playing games, watching movies, reading books, whatever. That's terrible as long as they enjoy it. Like, if you love Sharknado, cool, like, love it. I hate it when people say it's a terrible movie, you shouldn't watch it. Well, how about fuck you and I'll watch it anyway? I'll watch whatever I want. I'll watch whatever bad movies I want to watch. I'll play whatever cheap, outdated, or like clickbaity phone games. I'll do whatever I want. I'm telling other people they shouldn't do it. I think people should be able to enjoy whatever bad media they want. Oh, who's calling me? Seriously? What will people be calling me for? Nobody calls me. I don't even have, like, it must be my wife because I don't have any friends. And now have they stopped?
All right, my computer's back on. It just overheated a little bit, but I don't think it was the computer's fault because I had the headphones and everything on, and the heater was on in the house by accident. So sorry about that.
I'll just finish off my thought. That I was saying, you realize that E.L. James is a terrible writer, right? She's like, oh yeah, I know she's a terrible writer. It's like, oh well, that's okay then, as long as you know. They're terrible books, but there's no reason you can't enjoy a terrible book as long as you know that it's a terrible. Because no reason you can't enjoy a terrible game. Okay,
yeah,
so this number called me. This is the number that called me, guys. 002, which I think is
Sydney.
I think it's Sydney. Okay, so it's 4915-6843 612-4915-6843. That's the number that called me. That's not a real fucking number.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like too many numbers.
That's too many numbers. That's some sort of Indian hack job trying to call me up and tell me that my Apple computer's not working. It's like I never owned an Apple computer and I built this computer, so I know that it's working. Get out of here. Gee, I'm glad you're back, Dean. I was just running wild like a chihuahua off a leash. It was not pretty. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going back and watching the replay, man. I just sort of pick up from this point onwards.
That's fine. Do you want to see what was next anyway? And hopefully you can see this.
What's next.
Are you prepared? Because this is kind of frightening.
I don't know after that last dialogue. Is it Friday? Oh, sweet Christmas! I know. Now this is a case of
Whoops! I didn't mean to click that. Hold on. Let me put it back on screen.
They call Oreos or whatever. They like a black person who acts white on the inside. They call them Oreo because it's black on the outside, white on the inside. I don't know. I can't think of something clever, but like the outside package here is not pleasant. But I know this. I've seen this interview and I know the words that come out of there. I missed the chance, Michael. They only rang twice and they hung up, so they must not have wanted to talk to me too badly.
B-Rose, you're gonna love this. If you haven't seen this already, you're gonna love this. Because this blew my fucking mind. What do you, Kemosabe, have you seen this video?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, reference to the Oreos, the outside package is terrifying, but the inside, what this person has to say is actually worth listening to. And the other people that are on Zer's side, Zim or Zer's side of things, need to hear this person because this person, believe it or not, despite appearances, is actually a voice of reason.
This is the voice of reason right now. I agree with everything this person has to say, but let's actually hear what they have to say first, because this was, it popped up on Twitter. So what did you think I thought? I thought the same thing you're all thinking right now. Like, I was expecting the worst. But listen to this shit.
Telling people to keep their kids out of drag and keep your kids out of our fucking gay clubs.
I saw that the other day. There was a video of these two kids walking down some drag show.
Yeah. So I'm sort of blending the two messages together because I think at some point they do come together. Obviously, when we're seeing 12-year-olds dressed as girls and women stripping for gay men, throwing them dollar bills on a stage, it's just, I don't know why we have to, me as a homosexual has to tell people, keep your kids out of my life. Keep your kids innocent and pure as long as you can. And they'll discover their own sex life. They'll discover their own sexualities. And drag's not a sexuality, it's an art form.
What do you feel about the whole story hour, drag queen story hour?
Oh, I think it's stupid. I think it's damaging. I think it will actually lead to more confusion of gay children. Telling people to keep their kids out of drag and keep your kids out of our fucking gay clubs.
I saw that the other day. There was a...
Now,
I don't know whether to say yes queen or yes king, but whichever one it is,
Yeah. Does anyone
Yes.
disagree with anything that person just said? No, not at all. Right? Like, yeah,
And it brings up-
Corey, yeah, that is messed up because you're right.
brings up a great point. The gay community, they get hit with a lot of shit saying, you guys are sexualizing the kids. This person brings up a good point. Where's the fucking parents? Where are the parents that are allowing this to happen? Now, I mean, you could be part
most
of
the parents are woke, crazy people. You see
yeah.
more often than not. It's like, oh, my child is trans, and you go, oh yeah, cool. Who are you? It's like, oh, I'm a trans activist. Oh, okay, of course you are. That's where you.
It's like that woman who said that her husband took her vegan daughter to McDonald's and fed the nuggets, and now the kid is asking for meat as part of their diet. And like a lot of people said, if she's asking for meat, then she's not a bloody vegan, is she? You just forced it upon her. Same as this, all these kids that are quote unquote trans. I mean, 60 Minutes has just done this big reveal about people that are detransitioning. I reckon they're going to cop a heap of flack over it.
And yeah, quick point, that drag story hour thing does have multiple cases of people being predators, because they will apply. I actually saw an actual news report about this too. Is one of them applied using their drag name, and then there was no background check or anything. But then it turned out that he went like before he was transitioned into a woman. I mean, I guess he's probably just being a predator, to be honest. But he was actually a pedophile, and convicted one with history and everything. So. But they let him read books to children and shit in a library.
It's like these weak people don't realize that sex offenders can multi-class. You can be a homosexual, pedophile, drag queen. You can be all three of those things at once. Now, one of those doesn't preclude the other two, and one of those doesn't include the other two necessarily.
One of these things is not like the others.
It's a fantastic point that the community itself shouldn't have to police the children coming into it. 100% of the responsibility shouldn't be on them. Some of the responsibility, the lion's share of the responsibility, I would even say 99% of the responsibility relies on the parents. If you're letting your kids go along with these things, there's another tweet that I saw today, and I don't know if you saw it, mate. It was absolutely mind-blowing. I don't know if I kept it or if I thought it was too spicy. I don't know. I've been farming this cringe all week, like I said. And there's a woman there, and she said, I'm going to paraphrase here, because somebody said, one of the problems with the gay pride parades is you guys bring kids along to it. You guys allow kids to come along to it, and that introduces kids not just to like a gay. Like I got one of my wife's nephews at the age of 3. He's walking around with a handbag. He wanted his nails painted, and he did the flop thing with his hand, like OU. He didn't have a dad that might have contributed to it, but the rest of his siblings are all had I suppose you call it a cis sexuality, whatever phrase you want to put on it, but I don't want to say normal because it's going to ruffle some feathers, but just regular, just straight up, A socket. Have you seen A socket and the B socket? Which one's that?
You just reminded me of it because there's a meme going around, right? And it's all these different dogs, and like one's brown and one's black and one's like yellow and one's like, they're just dogs, right?
Yeah.
But then he's like, I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care if you're black, brown, normal. And it's like,
and normal's the white one. Yeah.
Well, you just reminded me of that, man. Like,
there's another one of those on the there's like on the London Railway or whatever, like the subway. There's like a post that says whether you're black, brown, yellow, red, or normal, same sort of thing. They really put it in there. So my wife's nephew, and I say that because I'm not claiming him. He's very, very effete. He's very effeminate. Even at the age of 3, he was mincing around, and I can't see that there was any sort of external force applied to him unless there's some sort of hidden trauma I don't know about. Like there's nothing that made him that way. He really looks like he was just born that way. From the minute that he could get up and get around and do stuff, he did it in a very fancy, prancy, mincing sort of way. He's like Liberace. He's like boy from Oz, Peter Allen. He got maraca hands all the time. So, to talk about like a kid being gay, I don't know. Like this guy, if he doesn't grow up, he's probably 10 now. If he doesn't grow up to be gay, I'll fucking eat my hat, man. I don't even know what. However, that's one thing. That's sexuality. To have these Mardi Gras and these big pride parades, and all these kids come along, and it's not just being gay. It's not just like 2 guys in polo shirts and neat mustaches holding hands. Hold on. Just let me finish it because I'll lose it. I lost my last thought. It happens all the time. I'm getting worse. Okay. I'm getting dementia. I'm losing it. So the point was that these Mardi Gras have all these kinks It's not just sexuality. It's all the weird shit people like to do with each other in the privacy of their own home, which is fine. That's in your home. So somebody said that's the problem that I have with pride parades. And this woman said, it's only once a year that I can, and I'm paraphrasing here. What did she say? It's only once a year that I can.
Saw this.
Do you see it? You see it?
Yes.
That she could be, so saying like dressed in a full leather gimp suit, in a harness, with her tits out, drinking another woman's urine, while high on Molly and watching her two friends fist each other on a platform in front of 10,000 people. Only once a year can I do these things. Therefore, my need for that outranks your child's need to not see that. And I'm just saying, maybe that person should be put up against a wall. No, I won't say that. That's not cool. That's not true. You can't say that. You shouldn't advocate violence against anybody, no matter how reprehensible their ideas are. Anyway,
and these ideas are reprehensible. Make no mistake.
Yeah, pretty sure the kid's going to grow up to be gay, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all know a kid like that. You know, growing up, we all knew that one. There was that one kid in your year level or in your class that you grew up with, and you're like, yeah, he's gay these days.
Shout out to Ashley. I hope your life's going well, man.
Shout out Daniel.
Feel bad that you got so much shit. I mean, I didn't contribute to it. We were good. We were always good. But you know, you copped some shit, man. That was a hard couple of years for you, and you know, I hope you made peace with it. I hope you've come out good on the other side, brother. I hope it's all going well for you. Respect.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get Daniel, like, if I ever get married or whatever, I'll get him to be my wedding photographer, because that's what he does these days. Like,
I thought you were going to say ring bearer.
No, he's a damn good photographer, so... But yeah, let's move on. Did you end up getting Resident Evil 8 yet?
No, I've only just installed 7.
This is some
I'm
crazy
a complete
shit.
hipster contrarian. Have you not seen my beard? I'm a complete hipster contrarian. I only play games when they're no longer fashionable. I got to wait at least a year.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, there's a bunch of controversy around Resident Evil 8 this time, and it's not about Ethan being white again. This is something arguably worse. Yes, who white?
You dropped a syllable there. Who white?
Hail, sugar. Good to see you.
It don't matter if you're black or who white.
But yeah, check this out, right? Apparently, right, all of the monsters, and I mean, there's multiple of them. This is a whole thread, right? All the monsters from Resident Evil 8 are ripped off of some big B-budget movie called Frankenstein's Army, right?
Oh, for real? I've heard of that.
Here's the first example.
Holy shit, they're not even trying to hide it.
This gets worse, man. This one is just like the prominent one that everyone sees first. Yeah,
and I know the Japanese. I know the Japanese like to lift stuff, like they sort of borrow very heavily. Look at Metal Gear Solid; it borrowed very, very heavily from Escape from LA, Escape from New York, Snake Plissken. Like there's a lot of elements there. I'm not even talking the eye patch.
Yeah, he's suing them. The guy who made the movie is suing. Yeah.
He should.
He's not happy about this at all. So yeah, but remember to like and subscribe. So
show me the rest. Look, make me angry.
There's more. Here's another one. Right. This one, I think this one is actually the least.
Yeah.
Like least in comparison out of the lot of them. Yeah. It just gets better and better for me. There's one of them that is the exact same thing, except in one version it's a female and in the game I think it's a male, or the other way around. I can't remember. But yeah, look, here we go. A scuba diver man with like blades for arms. Then you have, here we go. There you go. Look, the female one's the movie. The male one's the thing. They both have a drill for a hand, except swapped arms.
Yeah.
But it's literally the same thing. Yeah. And this movie was made, there's more of them. But this movie was made years ago now. Like,
I'd say at least 10 years ago.
It's not old, but like, it's been around for a while.
I would have given it a decade. 2013, there you go.
Look at this ridiculous shit. Like, that is the same thing. It's the same, they've got chainsaws on the fan blades. That's the only difference. But it's the same thing.
They're not even trying.
Yeah. And this one, like, it's a scuba diver, basically.
I mean, about, can I copy your homework gear, just change it a bit so it doesn't look too obvious? These guys didn't change it at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is the one that I reckon is... This was when I looked at it and I go, yeah, you know what? There's no denying this at all, because it's the exact same thing. It's just, look, that's a guy and that's a girl. But it's the exact same thing. Even, like, the lack of a face.
I hope you get some of that sweet Capcom money. I mean, good luck to him, because the Japanese are really loose for that sort of shit. Like, they let... What do they call fan... They've got a name for fan comics, and they don't mind if fans make... I mean, there's some broad brushing here with my vast anime and manga knowledge. As you know, I know so much about it. But they they've got a... Weebo Sabi. If you make a fan comic of their, I believe, of their property, you can publish and maybe even sell it without necessarily getting sued. Like they've got a very, very loose sort of idea about copyrights in a lot of ways.
It's how Dragon Ball Abridged exists. Have you ever watched that on YouTube? It's really funny.
No, you've told me to, and I heard you say the words, but I didn't do it.
It's so funny, right? They took all of Dragon Ball Z, and they've even moved into like the new Dragon Ball stuff, like Dragon Ball Super, and they've just dubbed over it with their own voices. And it's full-length episodes of just ridiculous, like funny parody of Dragon Ball. It's hilarious. It really is. And you could watch the entire series of that show on YouTube. And, you know, like they never, I don't think they ever got sued or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to make money off of it. But yeah, like.
So in a culture where that sort of thing's allowed, I think they'd be hard pressed. I don't know how they're going to go. They're like, you know, the guy who made Frankenstein's once, let's just say he's American.
That sucks, Steve.
And he. How are you going to get it back, Steve? I mean, it sounds like the next ComicsMATE book, doesn't it? Yeah, Steve's quest to get his crack recipe back
from ninjas.
It's Battle Royale crossed with Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad Royale. No, it doesn't work. Can't make it work. I'll write it though. If you want to pay me, I'll write it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, Mo. I did say that, and I do think it's your funniest joke ever. I do think it's the best one you've ever done.
I claimed I said the funniest joke Mo ever said was on Anthony's stream, I think it was. I can't remember whose stream it was, but it went right over their head. Like they didn't even realize that he made a joke, and they read it out on screen and just went past it and everything. And I was dying laughing in the chat, but now I can't even remember what it was.
Well, it can't have been that funny then. I'll remember that exact scene for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Either way,
Sugar Chris is saying like he hasn't watched Dragon Ball Z. We say Z in Australia. Dragon Ball Z Abridged. He definitely can't call himself Weeb Wasabi. Sugar, I'm the least weeb person in this entire chat.
He really is.
I really am.
He doesn't even like Japanese anything. Doesn't even like sushi.
I don't like Japanese people, language. I like Japanese oxygen. If it's coming out of a Japanese person's lungs, I'll suffocate first. Hey, did you do that lung test thing that was on Twitter? How long you can hold your breath for?
No, I didn't.
No, it's because you breathe through your nose. That was a fellatio joke. Yeah, you probably should have. See if you could have got to 10.
Oh. Okay.
It hurts.
Well, I bet I could.
Yeah, I bet you could.
I haven't held my breath since I was in school, but I used to be able to hold my breath for more than a minute. So
it doesn't sound healthy. How many brain cells have you lost?
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't count that high because I lost too many brain cells.
Yeah, no. I used to swim and everything, you know. So like holding my breath was a huge part of that.
Fizz says that he watches anime dubbed. That's if I have to watch anime, I have to watch it dubbed. I can't stand the subs, not because I subtitle. Like I'm watching Walker Texas Ranger, the original OG Chuck Norris show. It's so good. I'm loving it. We watched like 3 or 4 episodes in an evening. It's fucking fantastic. I have subtitles on that because my hearing's shit because I'm old. But I can't watch subs because the original Japanese voices are garbage. Everybody sounds the same. Like aside from Goku, who sounds like a kid with a high-pitched voice, which flipped me out because I remember I had the old Japanese Dragon Ball games on PS1, like old pirate copies that you get from old Joe down the street.
Yeah, I had all of those as well.
Yeah, they're so good, man. They're so bad, but they're so good. I just spent hours playing those games. And Goku had this really high-pitched voice. I'm like, something's wrong with this disc, man. And I saw some Japanese originals. I'm like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be. But, yeah, you'd be watching something like Piccolo sounds like Vegeta. Vegeta sounds like, I don't know anybody else. Raditz sounds like Nappa. But whereas in the English version, everybody sounds different. Piccolo's got like a really rough, deep voice, and Vegeta's like got a really harsh, barky dog voice, and Goku's got a lot. Like I think dubs are so much better. I tried watching Berserk, the old animated one, not the 3D one they did a couple of years ago.
Rest in peace, that guy. He died just
Rippy
the other day.
King.
Yeah, and I know Odin and B-Rose, and I know Corey, and like basically everyone that I know is a fan of manga or anime. They love Berserk, and they're all shattered right now. So yeah, rest in peace.
I think Berserk's the only anime I've watched all the way through.
I've never watched all of it, man. So I guess now's the time, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I was trying to watch it. Like my mate of mine, the same guy that used to pay chicks money to make out in front of him. Weird dude, man. He's just such a weird dude. I could do like a whole like thesis on this guy's psychoses. He's got right into anime early on, and he brought Berserk back, and we sat down to watch it. And he said, "Let's watch it like pure, legit Japanese." So he put on the Japanese version with the Japanese speech and the subtitles. And I don't think we got even through probably 30 seconds before like, no, this is dog shit. Let's change it back over to English. I couldn't stand it. Dubs are done if fine. Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, you can say that about anything. Except no, I won't say that. Dean, I've got to go, man. It's 3:00.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was gonna do this one last thing, but you were talking for so long.
It happens. Well,
what
have you got me on here for then, Dean? If you don't want me to talk,
we can quickly talk about this really quick before you go because it's pretty obvious, all right? But yeah, I guess we can't make my Joe Biden joke, but either way, enjoy a random out of context Joe Biden video while I click onto the next thing.
Have you decided whether you are going to run for re-election in 2024? You haven't set up a re-election campaign yet, as your predecessor had by this time.
My predecessor needed to. My predecessor. Oh God, I miss him.
Yeah.
I've got to cut it down to a pack a day. That's what crack does to your kids. Don't be a coward, smoke crack, but just be aware there are long-term, lifelong consequences. I can hear the crack calling me. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yes,
that's my crack pack right there. Yeah. This seems like is this official or something? Because remember when KFC did that Black Lives Matter one?
It took you a minute before you even noticed that, right?
Yeah, because KFC did that Black Lives Matter one where the fist they did I'm doing a raised fist. Nobody can see me because my camera's not here. Like a raised fist, and then the drumstick becomes a shadow of a raised fist. So we know KFC's got a really bad reputation of doing out of poorly. Let's say it's like tone deaf.
Real. I honestly thought this was real when I first saw it, which is why I decided to use it instead of the actual image. Because if anyone hasn't seen the actual image, it's not a KFC promo. It's just a really stupid promo. So this is hilarious, and I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention before Kemosabe leaves. But unfortunately, we are out of time. So go back to the Embrace. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and go back Company Men as well because they're both still in demand, right? Talk about Company Men real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Company Man, Dead, White, and Blue, 60 pages, full color, 100% of the art done. We've only got a couple of color pages coming through, and then we're finished. We're going to be wrapping up, then sending it off to the printer, and then starting distribution. It is a story of CIA-funded metahumans. So you've got guys like Suicide Squad operating in the Middle East. They're the baddest dudes in town. They're the baddest dudes around. They get into all sorts of trouble. What's a little blurb that I like to say? I say they kill so you stay innocent. They fight so you don't have to. And they're super, but they're not heroes, and that's the best way to sum them up.
How far are you? Like, how far away are you until you're done? Probably because I've been saying all week that I'm pretty close to finishing up on the Embrace. So, Company Men, how close are you? Because you must be pretty close. You're closer than I am, I'm sure.
I'd give it a week. I'd give it a week before we can start working on the digital. Fizz. I think Fizz is a master troll. I don't know if he's a master troll or if he's touched in the head, but there's something going on there. He's starting
He's definitely touched in the head.
He's starting to ascend, I think. He's ascending to the next level. I'd say give it a week before we start working on the digital version. We've got SK working on that. ComicsMATE Studios, creator of Terra Olympus and Transhuman. And then we're going to send that off to the printer, and that's it. And it's a couple of weeks after it's That's true. Yeah, I will. I just need a day to get into it and give it a go. But I'm looking forward to it. Even though I hate first-person shooters and I don't like anything they've done with Resident Evil after 4. But that's fine. I'll find something to enjoy for. I can't be a contrary old shit for the rest of my life. I've got to start enjoying things again.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not buying a Lucent puzzle, Dario.
I bought a Lucent puzzle. Why wouldn't you buy a Lucent puzzle? I bought a Lucent puzzle
because I need new boots and cowboy hats.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Priority. Bro says he's gonna shield the Embrace all week if Fizz doesn't get a wrench. I don't think Fizz is gonna get a wrench because then nobody's gonna be able to time him out.
Fizz ain't getting a wrench because he pisses me off too often.
Hashtag wisdom. Hashtag truth.
Yeah, but yeah, once you're done backing the Embrace and backing Company Men, then you can come down to Australia and have a few beers with your mates down under because ComicsMATE and all that. So yeah, come to Australia. Probably didn't even share the audio.
Very professional. Back same time tomorrow, mate?
Yeah, definitely. Same time tomorrow. My computer is fine. Like, that was just a little hiccup earlier. So, yeah.
We call it the dark times.
Yeah, it's the dark times.
The before times.
maybe if my computer stops playing up, we can actually just play this video and, you know, say goodnight to everyone. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like the video.
Thanks very much. Well, the Australian
And all
Tourist
that.
Commission has asked us to come up with a song that we could perform overseas, a song to help bring the tourists back to Australia. That's right. So we focused on the wonderful wildlife and the fabulous fauna that Australia has to offer. Redback, funnel-web, blue-ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, stonefish, and the poison thing that lives in a shell that smites you when you pick it up. Come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. Your life's constantly under threat. Have you been bitten yet? You've only got 3 minutes left before a massive coronary breakdown. Redback, funnel-web, blue-ringed octopus, taipan, tiger snake, adderbox, jellyfish, big shark, just waiting for you to go swimming at Bondi Beach. Come on, come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. Your blood is bound to be spilled. With fear, your pants will be filled, because you might accidentally get killed.